Let's bring in Ori Goldberg. He's an Israeli political commentator and he's joining us live from Tel Aviv. Thank you for your time as always, Ori. So there are some ultra-nationalist Israeli football fans. Tell us about Maccabi Tel Aviv and their fans.
Maccabi Tel Aviv is not generally considered an ultra-nationalist club. It has one group of ultras that is known for anti-Palestinian content, but as far as Israeli clubs go, they're considered pretty much middle of the road and representing the Israeli mainstream in the sense of rhetoric and equating between football and politics.
And the Israeli Prime Minister has certainly been pushing a narrative that anyone who supports Palestinians is anti-Semitic. Does this incident give him an opportunity to further that narrative?
Oh, of course. Let's begin with the fact that it complements the other aspect of that narrative, which is that simply by sharing a physical space with Palestinians or Palestinian supporters, Israelis are under attack. And Israelis are victims. And he isn't just sending cargo planes, he's sending military cargo planes to save Israelis from the persecutors in Amsterdam. But I think the important thing to remember here is that this isn't the prime minister pushing a narrative. This is the Israeli mainstream narrative at the moment. Palestinians are simply by being, as are Palestinian supporters, an existential threat to Israel, to everything Israeli, and also to the general good fight. Israelis are a little shocked that the Dutch don't realize that Israel is fighting their war for them. Israel is fighting against the existential threat that, as far as Israelis are concerned, is threatening as we speak to take over Europe. And the fact that Israeli fans rampage and riot in the middle of Amsterdam, sing racist songs, climb the walls of private homes to tear down Palestinian flags, that's just doing what needs to be done. That is a major part of the Israeli condition at the moment, a complete detachment between actions and consequences, or a complete rejection of the notions that actions have consequences.
So, or rather, if Israelis are more unsafe now, whether it's at home or abroad, how much of that would you say is down to Netanyahu and this government's own policies? And if so, is there any realization of that in mainstream Israeli society?
No, I don't think so. I think that in this instance, Netanyahu and his government's policies reflect the Israeli consensus. It's not the other way around. This isn't indoctrination by a government in power. This is what Israeli Jewish society actually thinks. We are under threat simply by being in the same space with Palestinians. We are perennial victims. What we do because we must. We do in self-defense, or we do as a part of fighting the good fight. If anybody doesn't realize that, it's their problem. We are not subject to the same laws and rules as everybody else. And perhaps more than anything, this is a demonstration of how deeply ingrained in the collective Israeli psyche the sense of rightful impunity is. Israelis don't deserve or shouldn't suffer the consequences of any of their actions. We do what we do because we have no other choice.
Ori Goldberg, thank you very much for your perspective. We appreciate it.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.